Ashe, everyone. This is Innocent Smith, aka the Wellness Witch, and today I have a special reading for you guys. When I say special, I really wanted to bring something to bring in the spirit of the season, and for that reason, I have some really special cards here. When I say special cards, I mean cards that I work with on a personal basis, as well as using these cards in client readings, because they are so dear to me. And these cards, I think, are exceptional. And I say that I'm speaking to you about the Antique Anatomy Tarot and also the Memento Mori Oracle. And this is a box for the Memento Mori. And for this season, this is a box for the Antique Anatomy. Clear it, child. These decks are not new to anyone, I'm sure, but they are absolutely stunning decks. And I find that I really enjoyed working with them, because not only do they allow us to bring in, the energy of the ancestors, right? But the energy of just the general season, right? And so as I say that, I'm going to bring in some other energies that I really would love to work with, around doing anything around shadow work and around working with the ancestors. And both of these decks allow us to do exactly that in a deep and profound and meaningful way. And I'll explain a little bit more about that to you guys a little bit later. So let's get started. Find a comfortable position and close your eyes. And I'm gonna get these decks set up for us, and I have a third deck that I'm going to save as a bonus, as a surprise for you guys, that Spirit wanted me to grab hold of, so I did. So for now, just kind of close your eyes, chill out, and listen, okay? Last one. Okay. Breathe gently and easily, and whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. And I'm going to go ahead and divide up our decks for now. I just wanted to say that I missed you guys so very much. Truly did. You've really been on my mind. And I haven't even cut the deck yet, but obviously that card wanted to come out, so as did these. Okay. So, not gonna argue that, since those cards came out, and this is from the Antique Anatomy Tarot, by the way. But since those cards truly wanted to speak, they obviously have something to say. So let's see. Start with when it came up first, which was the Ten of Elixirs. followed by the Nine of Coins, as was the King of Blades. And this is how this came out, so I'm going to read it as it came out as much as possible. Followed by One of Coins, the Ace of Coins, followed by the Eight of Blades, and this is inverted. Okay, so reading this as it came out, I would say that looking up on the scene, it very, very much to me appears as though it's like this gathering that Spirit wants you to see, like this pattern of gathering right now, right? So with the Ten of Elixirs at the head, what I see within that is that for someone, you've been going through like this very, very long, intense period, right? Of just trying to deal with so many things. You've been trying to deal with, it feels like at times, the world, right? And you've possibly been dealing with some sort of chronic illness or a terminal sort of thing. And I do apologize for anyone. And just start off by saying, first of all, take only what resonates when it comes down to these readings, right? Anything that does not resonate for you, please leave. Please kindly leave. If this is not your reading, this is a collective reading for the community. Use discernment always, not only with our readings, but with readings from anyone, and take care of yourself, right? Like that's our first general rule of housekeeping. Always take care of yourself. If you need a moment or you're feeling like you need to excuse yourself, no worries, right? Take care of yourself, because these kind of readings in particular can, get like really intense and stir up a lot of emotions for us, okay? So take care of yourself first and always. All right, so back to this. So for someone, you've been dealing with a lot, very intense, some sort of illness, and maybe it seems like, one thing just keeps on popping up after another and another and another, and you've been taking all these things and trying to do all these things, and you've been trying to self-medicate. You've also seen, others in regards to your health. And if not you, then someone very close to you, but I feel like it's you. And not only have you been dealing with all this, but you've been trying to maintain hope throughout it. Not only have you been trying to maintain your hope throughout it, but you've been trying to stay on a more naturalistic, holistic sort of path, right? So it's been a lot, but you're coming up on the end of this cycle and the end of this particular chapter in your journey, right? Like a new page is about to turn. And what Spirit is saying is, don't get so in your head about all of this stuff, right? For someone else, picking up on the energy of someone else who's like, at times maybe you felt like you needed to say that all of these things were bothering you and ailing you just to get some attention from others, because at times you felt like that's the only way to get their attention. And if that is you, my heart goes out to you, truly. I'm very aware that, at times, like, while we all need our own space, at times we need attention from others, but this is a reminder from Spirit to speak up, advocate for yourself, regardless of what you're going through, right? Be an advocate for yourself. If you just want some time and attention and energy, say that. But also, if you're feeling unwell, say that. Do whatever you need to do to take care of yourself, right? But get out of your own head when it comes down to it at the end of the day, right? Pray about it, meditate on it, and leave it on the altar, okay? That's what Spirit wants you to know about that. Leave it on the altar, because you can't carry all of this stuff. You can't. Secondly, we have the Nine of Coins, right? And following the Ten of Elixirs, what I'm seeing is someone who has gone through so many trials and tribulations and has spent so much time and energy and money pouring into these things, into this thing, into all of these things, right? Into these things about their health, right? Because elixirs vitality that are dealing with our health. And it seems at times as if it was never enough, like it's never going to be enough. But I'm here to tell you that health is wealth. That's not coming from me, that's coming from Spirit. Health is wealth. So do whatever you need to do to be okay. Right? We have the King of Blades. And with that, we have a message from Spirit saying that at times they understand you feel as if you're at this crossroads, right? But you've got to be intellectual about it. You've got to cut through all the noise of everyone else, right? And lean onto your own understanding, lean onto your own intuition. Ask Spirit what it is that they want you to do right now. What do they want you to do at this time? Be judicious with yourself, but be compassionate with yourself. Right? This isn't an all or nothing. And while you have this one path that may lead to these choices and these things that are possibilities for you, but will they be the right possibilities? You have this other path that you can choose, right? But you have to speak it into existence. Perhaps try calling upon your ancestors, feeling as if there's someone out there, someone out there, several someones out there, right? You have an ancestor that was extremely gifted at healing. They may have been extremely gifted with their words, right? They had this flow, they had this style, they had this cadence, they had a way of speaking to people. They had a way of speaking life over people, speaking life into people, speaking life over themselves, speaking life over you. Do that. Do more of that. Communicate with that ancestor right now. Ace of Coins. Start investing your money wisely. Start investing your time, your energy, your material things. Start giving to them. Even something as simple as putting coins on your altar space, right? Putting coins to gift to your ancestors as a token of your appreciation. Feeding them. When you eat, they eat. When you drink, they drink, right? Setting up an ancestral altar for them. Just being reminded of that right now. And there's so many ways to do that. We'll talk about that later. Moving on to the Eight of Blades. The Eight of Blades is saying these things are just going to keep coming, right? But you got to find a new way of doing things. You can't keep doing the same old things expecting a different result. Things are going to start moving swiftly. You've got to protect yourself. You've got to look out for yourself. Being told to remind someone that you know enough about your body, your spirit, this material plane, right? The potions, the herbs. You know enough to get started doing what you need to do to look after yourself. but don't forget about the ancestors. Okay, so that was from the Antique Anatomy Tarot. Let's move on to the Memento Mori Oracle. I don't want to disturb any of our cards, so I'll just do that off to the side. What message does Spirit have for the collective today regarding this reading? What message, Divine Spirit, do you have for the collective at this time? Bats. He said bats. And those bats came in this fashion, right? So in speaking about bats, that message that they carry for us, right, is about using our intuition, our insight. Bats don't have the greatest vision, you know, right? Their vision is very low, so they rely on what I prefer to call their first sight, right? Like their true sight, and that is their intuition. They use sonar to help them locate. They use echolocation, right? Much like submarines. Yes, bats are of the air, submarines are of the water, but they use the sonar location, much like a lot of animal life, right? Dolphins, whales, but bats, specifically right now we're talking about bats and bat energy. Bat energy is telling you that someone or something is really trying to connect with you at this time, right? And they want you to go deep. You got to send out your sonar, right? Like you got to put yourself out there. You got to send your energy out and know that you are protected and know that you are loved by Spirit, and Spirit will never let you down. And so if Spirit's telling you to go, then they're telling you to go for a reason, right? They know where they're sending you, but Spirit is saying go. We have you. Also, is that's something that you need to go deep into, right? Spirit certainly got your back. Don't rely on what you see with your eyes, because your eyes can be deceived. Rely on your intuition, is what Spirit is saying. Thank you, Spirit. What other message do you have for the collective at this time from this reading? Oh, great Spirit. Mother, Goddess, what message do you have for the collective at this time? What is your word? What is your message? So, did a couple of things. The first one that came up is the broom. And so that, to me, is saying that Spirit wants you to clear away those things that are not serving you. Right? It's time for you to clean house. It may be saying that there's going to be something that feels like a little bit of a tower moment, but it's time to clean house. Tear catcher. Tear catcher is saying that at this time, right, although you may shed some tears over this situation, or perhaps there's someone, not perhaps, there is someone out there, Spirit is saying, that has not grieved properly. They've not released all this energy, this pent up energy that they've been holding on to since a dear loved one passed. Right? You've not released all of that. You've been bottling up your emotions. You've been suppressing your emotions. You've not released that. Now's the time to release that. Because pinning that kind of stuff up only serves to make you ill on so many levels. And that you've already been given by Spirit, right? Spirit is saying they've not given you a spirit of fear. They've already given you all the tools that you need, everything that's necessary for your highest good, for your ultimate healing, right? For your solace, for your salvation. But they're calling upon you to make an offering. Just a show of faith, if you will, right? And that can look like whatever it looks like. But they're saying with the fox to be discerning with your offerings. It's okay to give. It's okay to donate. It's okay to hire someone. It's okay to work with someone. But it's also okay to work by yourself. If you feel like you don't have the tools by yourself to get this thing done, then by all means work with a consultant, right? Work with a coach, work with a therapist. It doesn't have to be me. Work with someone. But that you need to make an offering. Also, you need to work with your ancestors. You need to provide them with an offering, right? But energy is everything, and everything is energy. And so to those of you who have been taught this, I want to remind you of something Spirit is telling me to remind you of, right? Stop being stingy with your gifts. Because when you're holding on so tight to what has been given to you, you cannot receive from a closed fist, right? It has to be open. You have to give in order to receive. Giving of your time, giving of your trust, giving of your energy, right? Giving of your resources. Everything is energy. If you need something, give something. It's the spirit of reciprocity. That's how that goes. It's a natural law. It's not my law. It's a natural law. The fox knows this, right? Be as cunning and as crafty as a fox. You have to know this. You have to stay sharp, right? Because when I tell you that this is all about energy, it's all about spirit, always. And yes, in a lot of respects, the fox can also represent that trickster energy, right? So beware of this. False rumors, sneaky individuals, meddlesome individuals. Protect yourself. Beware of those who come and solicit you rather than you soliciting them for their services, but those who solicit you. People like that generally are untrustworthy, right? Beware of traps such as this. False starts. Watch whom you give your money to. Watch whom you give your time and your energy and your attention to. Okay, I'm going to work with the next deck that the Lord Spirit wanted us to bring in, and that is Serpent's Wisdom Oracle. So coming from that box energy, just want to get these sorted really quickly so you know what message actually from the fox is. One more, bear with me. This is supposed to be short but and sweet, but I have to go where Spirit leads. And with getting that fox energy, fox being trickster energy, right? I'm feeling called to bring in some moon energy into this reading. I feel like it makes a huge difference. And this is Midnight Magic. It is a tarot deck, but we are layering it, so see how this goes. Being called to bring this energy in at this time. And it was the first card that popped up off the deck. The first couple of cards, actually. So initially, it's Four of Swords, right? And this comes off of the Fox's energy. So what this is saying, in addition to the card that popped up next to it, which is the Three of Swords, right, is that we have a crossing of swords. Four of Swords, we're talking about movement, right? We are talking about air energy. We're talking about communication, how we speak, the words that we speak, the way that we speak, and who we're speaking to. Beware of those that speak falsely to you. Beware of those who would spread rumors about you, right? Beware of those. Be wary of those who would try to trick you into something, to double talk you, to fast talk you, right? Be wary of that. Three of Swords energy. See that you are divinely and supremely protected, right? It's the power of 3. You are ridiculously protected. And on that front, you have nothing to fear. But perhaps you have not always felt that way. Don't know. It feels like someone has been going through a lot of ups and downs. A lot of ups and downs. So you may be feeling exhausted here with the Four of Swords, right? At trying to finish what you've started, at trying to finish this goal that you've set for yourself. It's also saying that this is a time for you to rest, to meditate, and to mentally recuperate your body, your mind, your spirit. You're so exhausted at this point. There's a long path that winds ahead of you. Take today off from making any tough decisions. With the Three of Swords energy, this is saying that while divinely protected, right, there is or has been some recent betrayal or heartbreak that you've experienced. And it's almost as if like someone wounded your heart, right? Like your heart being pierced, as if this mushroom here in the center for your heart. It feels as if it's pierced through every vulnerable part of your body. Hurtful words, that have come back or that have been hurled at you. At this time, Spirit is wanting to remind you to address any medical issues, be they physical or mental at this time. Okay? So that is from Midnight Magic. That's your message with that deck. As it spoke, rest. Let's move on to another deck that Spirit directed me to pick up for you guys. I'm going to go with that one first. And that is the Rest deck by Trisha Hersey. Okay? So with the Rest deck, let's see what wisdom this deck has for us at this time. Again, remember, take only what resonates. This is a collective reading. For anyone who is curious about a personal reading, feel free to reach out. My contact information is in the description box. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram. But as you're listening at this time, let's focus on what, bam, Spirit said, right? To remind you, this is your affirmation for the next until the next time we meet, or as long as you feel that it applies. Your mantra is, I will stop worrying about productivity. Say that for at least at least the next 4 to 7 days, I will stop worrying about productivity. That was never your goal. Productivity is not what it's about for you. You're not like the others, right? Do your thing, but do what Spirit is calling you to do. And it's not to be a machine. Okay? So, what message does Spirit have for the collective at this time? What message does Spirit have for the collective at this time? From this deck, please. What message, great Spirit, do you have for us at this time? Yeah. And I understand. Trust me, I understand. There's things that are coming, right? Productivity is not what you're supposed to be worried about, though. Sensuality, she says. Embrace your sensuality and your passion. Allow yourself to experience and express your desires fully. Your sensual nature is a powerful aspect of who you are. Celebrate it and let it enrich your life. Okay? That is your message from the Divine Mother about what to focus on in the meantime. As you stop worrying about productivity, focus on your sensuality. And last deck from the Deadly Apothecary Oracle that I'm being called upon to draw from for this particular reading. Because I know someone out there is like, I don't know what to do. I need a simple fix. Tell me what to do. What do I use? Love these cards. What do I use, right? How can I do this? Like, how do I focus on my sensuality? I was told that, you know, it was dirty, it was sinful, it was shameful to allow myself to express my sensuality. And here you are telling me to embrace it. No, I'm not telling you to embrace it. Spirit is telling you to embrace it. Your ancestors are telling you to embrace it. Those who know you. Spirit made you. Right? Spirit is you. Spirit knows who you are. And if that is part of your makeup, then it can't be wrong. Okay. So, let's ask Spirit, what message do you have for the collective regarding this specific reading? And this card keeps popping out. It's like every time I shuffle, it's the same one keeps coming out. Destroying Angel. Soul contracts. I know. I know some of you are like, what does that even mean? I have no idea what you're talking about right now. Like, what does that even mean? Well, the botanical name is Amanita verosa. This energy is when you're feeling detached and merciless, right? Traditional medical uses of this, which is the death cap, by the way, as with death cap, this particular energy, its medical potential is still being researched, is the growing story about that, right? So there's no known magical uses for it, no known antidote. If it's ingested, it shows no mercy. Right? So just understand this first before anyone thinks that we at She and She are advocating, or that I am advocating for you to go out and take something, to ingest something. That's not what I'm saying. Please listen to this entire message. And again, as always, use your own discernment, okay? All right, so the poison. Destroying Angel has been wronged, and it's filled with a righteous wrath. They will stop at nothing to make sure that those who have crossed them will suffer. Like an avenging angel, they are consumed with fury and will give no quarter. However, the punishment they seek seems to outweigh the crime. They're not thinking rationally, deliberately. They go out of their way to hurt others, right? At times. Lookers on can somewhat understand why they feel this way, why we feel this way. But they're starting to wonder if the destroying angel has taken it too far, right? So just listen to the rest of this. I'm going to remind you. The antidote. There's a reason why the destroying angel's enemy has stirred up so much emotion. They are soul-bound, and they were contracted to meet and challenge each other before they incarnated on Earth. By putting so much energy into retribution, the destroying angel's bond to their nemesis becomes stronger and more constrictive. Do you get what I'm saying? It's about resistance. For them to end the connection, they can visualize ripping up the soul contract and saying, I release you. I release you. We are no longer bound. Our contract is null and void. You will find that the ire will dissipate and you will start to disassociate from your enemies, both known and unknown, right? Both real and imaginary. While the actions of our enemies are never condoned, the hold over the destroying angel will be lessened and we will at last find peace. So in other words, what this is saying is that this card from Spirit, right, is that we are like an angel of death. You know this, right? We know that we have soul contracts, but perhaps this time for this incarnation, what we are being directed to do more so than anything is forgive. Forgive and release, to destroy those soul contracts that we feel that still have us tied, right? Release those. Release those. Release those people that have wronged us, even the ones that have wronged us the most. Release them, not for them, for you. This is the time to tear up all old soul contracts. They are null and void. Black Hellebore. Release the drama, right? Drop the drama. There are so many things that better deserve our attention and our energy at this time. Release that. What's poisonous to us, right? When others are dropping poison, it doesn't affect them. It affects us. This particular energy that you happen to see on this card at this time, right, with the Black Hellebore, this energy is very, very much in sync with the destroying angel. For the full Hellebore, right, we tend to have very strong emotions, and at times it can act like a narcotic. Problem with that is it can become addictive, right? For some of us, for some of you, those who I'm speaking to right now in the community, right? Perhaps you've gone from one crisis to another, never really enjoying peace or calm. Some of those might have been self-created. I know, it's difficult to hear at times, but it's the truth. Whether they were self-created or not, right? We begin to see ourselves in the center of every tragedy. But this is a big drain on our energy, right? And at times we may feel as if we're enjoying the attention because we become dependent on those powerful emotions to make us feel energized. What this card is saying is, if life is getting a bit dull, right? A bit routine, a bit quiet, at times the Hellebore will create a commotion just so that they can feel alive again. The antidote and the Hellebore is like, again, this opposite face of the destroying angel, right? Intense emotions are something that we've been gifted with to help us focus on what we want to manifest. Redirect that, transmute that energy, transmute this energy. I'll say that again. Intense emotions are reserved for something that we've been gifted with to help us focus on what we want to manifest, right? Not destroy. Manifest. Do you get where I'm going with this? Use that energy of the destroying angel and the energy of the black hellebore, right? To manifest those very intense emotions, those very strong emotions, to manifest what we most want. That same feeling that we get, that same sort of addictive feeling, right, that we can get from the drama, pour that into manifestation. It's one of the biggest lessons that we have to learn on this earth while we're here. Do not confuse passion and intensity with aliveness, right? When someone is stirring up all these passions within you and all these emotions, that's not a time to make plans either. It's a way of gathering your attention. It's a way of diverting you. It's a way of actually draining you and sapping your strength. Drop the drama this time, okay? Focus on you. Focus on how to do better, how to live better, how to be better. Focus on better for you. Not for them, for you. Okay? So that is all I have for you at this time, other than the reminder from that spirit, right? That I will see you guys the next time. I won't say when, but on this same bat channel. I will definitely see you. And until next we meet, I wish you nothing but love, peace, and blessings. Okay? Do take care of yourself. Ashe.